Welcome back, True Seeker. May 24th, 2019. Today's the 144th day of the year, leaving 221 days remaining. The numerology for today is 68, 41, 23 in the primary methods. Keep in mind 41 is the 13th prime and 23 is the 9th prime. We have lesser date numerology of 48 and 29. There's quite a few 23s on the board today in baseball. And again, 23 is the 9th prime. Baseball is a game of nines. The Reds at the Cubs. The Reds are a substantial underdog. They have a shot at picking up their 23rd win on the 23-date numerology. What else is interesting is the Cubs could get their 529th home loss all-time against the Reds, which happens to have a square root of 23. So what a 23 special in this Reds-Cubs game. The only 23 that I could see going against the Reds is their starting pitcher could become 2-3. But again, team win and loss records have been a lot more consistent than pitcher records. Plus you have that 529th home loss against the Reds, something else. With regards to 23 being the 9th prime, Cubs equals 9. They could also get their 9th home loss in this game. So I do like the Reds there. And as a reminder, you can always take an underdog to cover. It doesn't pay out as much, but we are seeing a lot of these date numerology riddles where they don't come through, the team still covers. So maybe you'd even want to put two separate bets on the Reds today. One to cover and one to win outright. The Marlins are on a 6-game winning streak. Not sure where that's going yet, but I don't see a great clue for today's games. The Pirates could pick up their 23rd loss today on the 23-date numerology. The one thing that could go against the Dodgers is, remember, LA equals 13 and 41. 41 is the 13th prime. The Dodgers could become 13 and 13 away on this 41 date. I notice if the Dodgers can win 2 out of 3 in this 3-game series, they'd get to 34 wins. Pirates is 34. The Pirates are also 0-3 against the Dodgers so far this year. If the Pirates won today, they'd be 1-3 against LA, 13 on this 41-13 date. So, I'd proceed with caution here. But still, out of all those variables, the most consistent one's the date numerology. The Pirates potentially picking up that 23rd loss. And I'm going to make the assumption at the start of this series that the Dodgers are going to win 2 out of 3 and get to 34 wins against the Pirates. Padres and Blue Jays. Blue Jays equals 23. We got the 23-date numerology. 23 is the 9th prime. They could potentially stay on 9 home wins. The pitcher for the Padres, his next career loss is his 13th. However, his team's next away win is also 13. So it makes things a little bit tight there. Not crazy about this game. The Tigers and the Mets. Syndergaard is going for his 41st career win on a 41 date. He can even his record at 4-4. Detroit equals 44. So I think that's a nice riddle for Syndergaard. The Rays and the Indians. Bieber, the pitcher for the Indians, he's 14-7 for his career. If he lost, he would be 14-8. Cleveland Indians equals 148. And the Rays, if they win today, they'd be 17-7 away. 17, the 7th prime. Seen a lot of those prime number relationships and records. The Indians could also pick up their 13th loss on this 41 date, the 13th prime. So I think the riddle's a little bit better for the Rays. If Bieber lost, he'd be 3-3. Cleveland's 33. Indian, the singular's 33. This line is very bizarre to me. This seems like a betting trap. Why is Boston the favorite at Houston? Chris Sale's not pitching well this year. Astros are the best team in baseball right now. This looks like a trap to get people to bet on Houston. That said, if Sale lost today, he would get his 68th career loss on a 68-date numerology. He could also be 1-6 to start the year. Boston Red Sox equals 53, the 16th prime, kind of like 1-6. So it's strange. If the Red Sox win today, they'd stay on 23 losses on a 23 date and 13 away losses on the 41-13 date. The Astros are also 2-1 against the Red Sox. Another thing to consider, if they lost, they'd be 2-2. Boston does equal 22. However, if they won, they'd be 3-1. This is for 2019. The Astros could be 3-1 against the Red Sox. Boston equals 31 as well. So does Houston. So it's just the line. The line looks like it's baiting people to bet Houston. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. And this isn't a misprint. This is what the line is. Phillies and Brewers. Brewers can pick up that 23rd loss today on the 23-date numerology. One thing that could go against the Phillies is their pitcher could become 2-3. But again, the pitcher records haven't been good to lead with. The Brewers pitcher, he also has a riddle. Chase Anderson, he could get his 48th career win today. Lesser date numerology of 48, but I have seen that lining up with pitcher records. The Phillies are 1-3 against the Brewers this year. If they won, they'd be 2-3 on the 23 date, giving the Brewers the 23rd loss. But from the other perspective, Milwaukee's 3-1. If they won today, they'd be 4-1 on the 41 date. And 41 is the 13th prime. M, the Brewers logo, M is the 13th letter. So there's some conflicting riddles there, but I'm still thinking the 23 date numerology is where it's at. Again, for some games it's not going to come through, but that is the most consistent variable on the board. The White Sox and the Twins. Chicago White Sox equals 169. I'm thinking the Twins and the White Sox are going to split the next two games. So the Twins can be 16-9 at home against the White Sox. The White Sox just beat the Astros twice, so they're kind of hot right now. The money's going in the way of Minnesota because this line is growing. So the White Sox would break the bank. Will be a big win for Vegas. Consider today has the 41-date numerology, the 13th prime. The White Sox could become 13-13 away. And think about that. 13 times 13 is 169, like Chicago White Sox is 169. So if these teams are going to split, I think the riddle's a little bit better for the White Sox to win today because they have the date numerology on their side. The only thing that could go against the White Sox is staying at 23 wins on the 23 date. But again, when you're already on the number, there's no guarantee you're going to stay there. So White Sox could be a nice risk-reward play today. You know, if you did a $10 parlay on the Reds to win and the White Sox to win, that would probably pay around $50. Maybe even a little bit better than that. So low risk, decent reward. You can mix it up with your parlays. The Braves are on 23 losses on the 23 date. Braves equals 41, the 13th prime. Their pitcher is 0-3. He could become 1-3 today. Be a good day to become 1-3. The Cardinals are 25-24 on the season. St. Louis equals 25. They could potentially be 25-25 in St. Louis. The Cardinals are also 1-2 against the Braves this year. If they lost, they'd be 1-3 on this 41-13 day. So, can the Braves stay on 23 losses on the 23 date? There's some other variables in the records that make it seem possible. You know, you got the 41-13 alignments. The Yankees, if they can win 2 in a row, they'll be 17-7, that prime number relationship. Kansas City Royals equals 59, the 17th prime. Notice the Yankees come in with 32 wins, the Royals on 32 losses. Kansas City equals 32. Keep in mind New York equals 33. So if the Yankees win today, I think they'll be in great shape to win tomorrow. The Yankees, they're actually a decent payout for the Yankees. A lot of times the line's a lot more spread. But what could go against the Yankees today is staying at 32 in Kansas City. So I'm still thinking that 2 wins in a row, that's 17-7, which has come through a lot. I'm thinking that's most likely there. If Junis lost, he'd be 3-6. Royals equals 36. The pitcher for the Yankees, he has not pitched well this year. He's 0-2. For his career, he's 15-9. He could get to 16-9 today, kind of like 169, which goes with 13, which goes with the date. He could stay at 9 career losses today on the 23 date as well. 23, the 9th prime. That's green of the Yankees. The Yankees are 3-1 against Kansas City this year. If they won today, they'd be 4-1. Kansas City equals 32-41. That said, Kansas City with a win today would be 2-3 on the 23-day. So a little tough. Rockies are going for that 23rd win today on the 23-day. Baltimore's 1-2 in Colorado all time. If they lost today, they'd be 1-3 on the 41-13 date. Baltimore equals 41. The Mariners are 4-0 against the Athletics this year. They have not played a game in Oakland yet. If the Mariners lost today, they'd be 4-1 against the Athletics for the season. Oakland 41 date numerology. That would keep the Mariners on 23 wins on the 23 date as well. I'm thinking that's where that's at. The Mariners losing, becoming 4-1 against Oakland, in Oakland on the 41 date. Rangers and Angels. The Angels can pick up their 23rd win on the 23 date. Texas could also remain on 23 losses, but picking up the number is always the better riddle. The Angels are 3-4 against the Rangers this year. If they won, they'd be 4-4. Rangers equals 44. If the Rangers swept the Angels would become 3-7 against the Rangers. Los Angeles is 37, so is Rangers. That's one other thing to consider. But notice if the Rangers lose 2 in a row, they're 7-17. That prime number relationship. So 23 date numerology, most consistent variable on the board. Diamondbacks and Giants. The Diamondbacks could potentially pick up their 13th away loss today. What goes against the Giants is they could get their 83rd home loss against the D-backs. That's the 23rd prime number. So today would be a good day to get that 83rd home loss on the 23 date. I don't like this game because of that. If the Diamondbacks lost, they'd also become 1-3 against the Giants on the 41-13 date. But there's just better games to go with. I'd put together some parlays with the 23 thing, some of these other stronger reads. I think the Athletics have a good riddle today. There's the big risk-reward games on the board, but there's quite a few date numerology patterns that you can put together here. And the highest payout today would be the Reds to defeat the Cubs, getting that 23rd win, and the Cubs getting that home loss, which has a square root of 23. So we'll leave it there. Good luck. Be back tomorrow, same time.